Our parents are living 30 years longer than people did a generation ago. That is a greater increase in longevity than in the previous 5,000 years. This is different from my grandma, and probably different from your grandma. My grandma lived to be old. She was 80. And she was pretty healthy, almost till the end. She was briefly sick. She went in the hospital, and she died. Happened to a lot of grandmas. And if she did need care, she had a housewife daughter who lived near her who would take care of her. But as you all know, the miracles of medical science have meant that our parents are not only living longer, but with chronic conditions for which they need care. And because of all the revolutions of the 20th century, remember the 60s, the 70s, well, we all live far away, and we have complicated family lives, and women are, as well as men are working. So just when we need more caregivers, there were fewer available caregivers. So the first thing is this is new. And I want to emphasize that it's new because families have no model for how to do this. Siblings have no script for how to behave with each other. Everyone is struggling. Professionals, adult parents, children, you, your sister, your other sister, your brother. Everyone is struggling to figure this out. And it really helps to have compassion for yourselves and for everybody else, because everyone is struggling. So the first thing is this is new. But the second thing, and this is really the heart of what I want to say and the heart of my book. This period is not just a time of meeting practical challenges, many practical challenges, and they can be daunting. But it's a major emotional passage for the whole family and for every person in the family. For the family, it's a new kind of family transition. Never before have siblings had to get together after not living in the same house for 40 years and re-engage intimately, intensely, long-term. And it can last, this family reunion, it can last up to a decade. You know those movies that come out every Christmas, Home for the Holidays? Everybody gets under the same roof, and everybody acts the way they did when they were 10. Only now people aren't arguing about who left their slippers in the middle of the floor or who didn't do the dishes after dinner, but really important stuff. Now, when you were growing up, when any family grows up, your family had a way of working. Everybody had a role. Some roles you were conscious of, some roles were deeply hidden. But if everybody did their part, the family sort of worked. Now, family dynamics are very complicated. I don't ever want to minimize that. But to take a very simplified example, let's say that in your family, your dad made all the important decisions. And in your family, your mom calmed everybody down when they were arguing. And in your family, you were the big sister who automatically took charge of the little ones, or you were the responsible one who just took charge. And maybe you were the little kid who looked to others to take care of you. Maybe you had another role. Maybe when things got tense, you made everybody laugh. Okay, it worked. Fast forward 40 years. Everybody gets together and everybody slips into the roles you had when you were kids. It's what we do as families. Only it doesn't work so well anymore. Everybody's changed and some people are missing. If your dad made all the important decisions, well, maybe he died 5 years ago. And if your mom calmed everybody down, well, maybe she's too frail or she has dementia. And if you were the older sister and you do everything now, you will feel overwhelmed, you will feel resentful, and a lot of other things. And if you were the little kid, you may feel clueless, you may feel guilty, or you may think you are the best person to handle this, but no one will let you. So families need to adapt, but that's one of the hardest things for families to do. So that's the crisis for the family. But as if that were not enough, every single person in the family, you and me, your sister and your brother, every one of us is going through one of our biggest emotional and psychological crises as human beings. To watch our parents decline and die, and peeking out right behind that, our own mortality up close and personal in a whole new way. It's huge. And it stirs up some really old and deep feelings that we thought we put behind us decades ago. Anything you ever needed from your parent, to be loved the way you wanted. And who gets loved the way we wanted? To have it finally acknowledged that you're just as smart or just as important as your older brother. Or that who you are as a person is okay. Well, these feelings get stirred up in each person in the family, not just you, but your sister and your other sister and your brother. And so this thing you thought you put behind you decades ago is suddenly rising from the deep. Sibling rivalry, it's back.